Scaling your law firm doesn't have to be difficult. It's all about mastering a few key strategies, systems, and mindsets. Welcome to the Scalable Law Podcast, where we talk about how you can increase profit in your pocket and time in your calendar. My name is Carolee Fontanelli, and I have successfully scaled my firm so that it doesn't solely rely on me. Now I love teaching other law firm owners how to do the same. Let's transform your business starting now. Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Scalable Law Podcast. Not sure where you're tuning in from, but I hope you are having a wonderful week and a wonderful day. And it is awesome that you are here. I've had quite a few things going on of late in terms of getting out and about, networking, and being amongst a whole bunch of fun, ambitious lawyers. I went to the Connecting Mums Lawyers group. I think it's Connecting Mums Lawyers or Lawyer Mums. That sounds better. Connecting Lawyer Mums group on the Gold Coast. They held a lunch last week. So that was really great to meet a whole bunch of new and old faces. And then this week, there is the ALPMA conference going on in Brisbane. So there's a lot of law firms and practice managers flying in from all over the country to Brisbane. And last night I went to the Clio Shindig drinks. And that was really great as well. I got to meet the Clio team that are all based in Sydney, and I had a few of my clients from the Scalable Business Lounge attend, which was awesome because it's so good to see people face to face, as well as my team from Collective Family Law. And I got to meet a whole lot of new people as well, whom I don't know. So it was really great. And then yesterday for lunch, I was invited to lunch with Just Fund, who are litigation funders for family law clients. And it was a very interesting lunch because it was one of those lunches where you go along and all of your local competitors are there sitting around the table together. It was fun. I sat next to one of my ex-employees who has gone out on her own. Her firm is doing really well. It was great to catch up with her. And then when you've been around for a while in the same area, practicing the same area of law, and you've run a firm, it's very likely you're going to run into plenty of people that you've got a lot of history with. So it was very interesting, a little bit like Gold Coast Family Lawyers Unite, where the gloves are off for half an hour while we are drinking a few nice glasses of wine and then have a lovely lunch to share between us. Lots of work chit-chat about different family law matters and things like that. But yeah, super interesting. How do you feel about going to a lunch or an event where you may run into lots of your current competitors, potentially ex-employees? How does that sit with you? Anyway, it was fun. It was interesting. And I realized how much I have missed getting out and about, and that I need to make a little bit more of an effort with doing that and, mixing in person. There is nothing quite like it. So today on the podcast, we're going to be talking about a really important topic. And that important topic is setting financial goals for your law firm. This is actually one of the things that we do when you come into the Scalable Business Lounge. It's the first thing I get you to do is visualize where you want to be in 5 years from now. And I want to talk about it. It's a really simple topic, but the reality is that so many law firm owners that I speak to, and I speak to many every week, have not set goals for their law firm, and therefore they're really not taking control of their firm's financial future. And I think that setting goals and actually working out a strategy on how you're going to get there is absolutely taking control of your firm's financial future rather than floating along hoping for the best. Everything you do in your law firm has to be intentional. If you've opened the doors and you're thinking, I'm just not getting enough clients through the door, the reason will be that you are not being intentional enough about it. clients do not come through the door by accident. In my own firm, they come through the door because there are very intentional things that I have done to ensure that there's a quality flow of our ideal clients. And when you don't have goals in place and you don't know where your firm is heading, that is a recipe for disaster. So remember that setting financial goals isn't about being perfect either. It's about the progress. And I think one of the things that I come across regularly when I speak to law firm owners is that they're too scared to tell me or say out loud or write down exactly where they want to head. Whether that's that you want secure $20,000 or $30,000 months, or whether that is that you want a $1 million a year turnover, or whether that's you want a $2 million a year turnover in your firm or beyond. It can feel really daunting, but setting goals and trying your best to reach them using a whole lot of really practical tools will really help you to actually get there. The clarity that comes when you define your financial targets for your firm not only helps your firm to thrive, but it also empowers you as the law firm owner to make more strategic decisions. So, what do you need to be doing to actually take control of your firm's financial future and set the goals that are going to impact your firm now and into the future? Let's have a look at, first of all, why law firm owners struggle with setting these financial goals, and then we'll look at strategies to help you to overcome this challenge and help you to actually set some goals. So I've really thought about it hard, and there are 5 reasons I believe that law firm owners really struggle to set their financial goals. The first one is that they do have a lack of financial literacy. Now, I know you're listening and you're a lawyer and you're really smart at what you do practically with your clients. However, when it comes to our own finances and looking at how our own business is running, sometimes we lack that education. They don't teach us that at law school. And like I said, most of us are excellent lawyers in our practice areas, but we were never taught how to manage a business, let alone set financial goals for the business. So financial metrics like cash flow, forecasting, profit margins, budgeting, all of that can seem really foreign, and it leads to hesitation and avoidance. So that's the number one reason I think that law firm owners really struggle to set financial goals. The next one is equally as important, and it's definitely true for most, and that is being overwhelmed by the daily operations of a law firm. As law firm owners, we can get really caught up in the day-to-day grind of client work, court appearances, mediation, all the admin tasks that we have to do, not to mention marketing and trying to get clients in the door. And this very busyness leaves no time for strategic planning, including setting your financial goals. But that very thing that we're not doing is actually the very thing that's going to move us forward. So it's really important that we overcome that, and we're going to talk about that soon. The third reason I think is that lawyers are afraid of unrealistic expectations. They fear setting ambitious financial goals that it may lead to failure or disappointment if they aren't met. Many owners really struggle with imposter syndrome. A lot of people that I speak to do. There's something in them that makes them feel like they don't deserve the outcome that they secretly might want. And they can feel that they're not business savvy enough to reach their targets. And so therefore they just avoid creating targets altogether, because then they can't fail. If you don't have a plan then and a goal to reach, then and you're not meeting it, then you're not failing, right? But the reality is you really are, because deep down you've got some desires on what you want your law firm to do for your finances, for your life, and how you want to live. Number 4 this reason I feel that law firms really struggle with setting financial goals is that they are very unclear of their vision of success. When they first start their firm, they have a clear vision, and usually that clear vision is, I want more freedom and I want to replace my salary because that seems like a good deal at the time. But then with the overwhelming daily operations, not knowing how to set goals and not really being sure how to create that vision or what success looks like for them now that they're in their firm, they really haven't clearly defined what success looks like other than more freedom and more revenue than where they were before when they were a senior associate. So without a detailed vision, it can be really hard to set precise financial goals that align with the firm's broader objectives and with your own lifestyle expectations as well. Now, the fifth reason that I've thought of that law firm owners really struggle with setting financial goals is that they struggle with the difficulty of measuring progress. They don't have the proper systems in place to track financial performance. Sometimes they're scared about tracking their staff's financial performance because they don't want to be that boss or they don't want to create that environment. And believe me, it can be done in a way that it wasn't done for you when you were working or as an employed solicitor. It can be challenging to measure financial goals and tracking, but it is absolutely worthwhile doing. And honestly, it can be an absolute game changer. In the Scalable Business Lounge, I give everyone templates so that they can do this in their firm weekly so that they can set the goals and then they can track them. And it's just the most amazing thing. When I did this in my firm, it was something I'd been going for already, say, 5 years. I wasn't where I wanted to go. And I changed one thing that year, and it was tracking and keeping my team accountable. That year, we increased our revenue by $400,000 with no change of staff, with no more clients, with me working less hours, and it was just the accountability and measurement piece. So I'm a big advocate of this. But those are the reasons why I really think that law firm owners struggle with setting financial goals. So lack of financial literacy, feeling overwhelmed by your daily operations, fear of setting unrealistic expectations and maybe failing, being really unclear on your vision of what success looks like for you now, and the difficulty in measuring progress in the firm. So if that sounds like you in any of those categories, let's now talk about the strategies that I have that you can use to overcome financial goal setting challenges. So the number one strategy is to educate yourself on the financial basics in your law firm. You don't need to become an accountant. In fact, there's lots of numbers in your law firm that your accountant does not look at, which I think you should be looking at. But having a basics of understanding of the financial metrics in your firm can be really transformative. So everything from learning about what your average dollar spend is in your firm and how many clients you need to achieve those goals, right through to profit and loss and your expenses and what each of your people in the firm are doing. Learning about that and investing time to learn those fundamentals for your law firm's finance is so, so important. And if you're struggling with that, consider joining the Scalable Business Lounge because I can help you with all of those things. We can implement an incredible strategy that will really help your business to grow. And as you go, you will learn all of the things that you need to, and it will become easier and easier. I will hold your hand the whole way through that learning curve. And honestly, when you get a grip of all of that, it can make a massive, big difference. Strategy number two, I should say, is to start small with achievable goals. So start with something small rather than aiming for an abstract big revenue number that feels really out of reach. Start with something that is small. And for example, it could be that your firm does 10% more, or your average matter value is 10% more over the next quarter, or that you reduce overheads by an X amount. I always personally find it easier to increase revenue rather than to take away costs. But those are some ideas there. It could be a monthly revenue figure. So say you're doing 20 or 30,000 a month now. Let's make your next goal 35,000 a month, and work out what your average dollar spend is and how many more clients you need to achieve that goal. And then from there, you can work out how you're going to get those clients in the door and so forth. So start with a small achievable goal. That will really help you to overcome the overwhelm, I suppose you could say, when it comes to goal setting for your firm. And you can make these goals monthly, quarterly, annually. Start from there. What I like to do is think about my big goal 10 years, but then work my way right back to setting quarterly goals to achieve a 12-month goal, the 12-month goal to achieve 3-year goals, and the 3-year goal to achieve 10-year goals. But just start with a quarter or a month and go from there. The next strategy for overcoming financial goal setting challenges as a law firm owner is to actually schedule time for this type of strategic thinking. This is visionary thinking. You need time and space to do this. So treat it exactly like you would treat a court date or a client meeting. It's a non-negotiable. Block it out of your calendar, and whether it's like monthly or quarterly, review your firm's financial health, set and adjust your goals, and really sort of work those figures out. And you might need, say, 3 hours a quarter. It's really nothing, but these times of actually spending on strategy for your firm are going to make all the difference. It's the same with when people join the Scalable Business Lounge or the Accelerator program. They say, how long is it going to take? Well, I say block the time out. Block 1 hour a week out to work on your business rather than in it. And this financial planning and this sort of strategy is so important that we push it aside, but we should be making it a priority for our law firm. It helps us this way to dedicate that time and set it aside so that it doesn't get overshadowed by some day-to-day thing that is still going to be waiting for you tomorrow. So do that. The next strategy for overcoming financial goal-setting challenges as a law firm owner, and I'm a big advocate of this, you know this if you've been listening to my podcast for a while, and that is to use data to drive your decisions. Data does not lie. Your gut lies, the way you feel lies, the thoughts you have are not often true. When you think we've been so busy, but then you look at the data and you wonder why your team is not achieving. Or, we've been inundated with calls, but then when you look at the data, you can see that they aren't converting. So why aren't they converting? Let's get to the bottom of that. Who's calling? Are they not quality? Are they not quality clients? So make sure that you implement systems and put data strategies in place that provide really clear financial and marketing insights so that you know exactly what is going on in your firm and you're not just relying on a gut feeling, because as I said before, our gut feelings aren't always correct. And so many times I'm talking to law firm owners, the majority of the time, and they really don't have a handle on their data at all. So what I want you to know, if I had a call with you, I would want you to be able to tell me, what's your average dollar spend? How many inquiries do you get every month? How many clients do you need every month to achieve your billable and financial goals? How many clients do you need to fill that senior associate's file load that you want to employ? So there's a whole lot of data around that, which is so helpful, and it helps you to make really great decisions. So again, in the Scalable Business Lounge, I teach you how to do all of that so that you are not guessing when you make these important decisions, and you can actually rely on real figures that will get you real results. So the fifth strategy for overcoming your financial goal setting challenges is to break down your vision into tangible metrics. So what does success look like for you? Is success more time with your family? Is success more money? Is success both of those? Is it a financial figure? Is it business growth? Is it selling your firm one day? What does it look like for you? And everyone is different. Every law firm owner that I talk to is completely different. Some don't want a team, and that's absolutely fine. But success looks like that they have automated more and they've got more freedom, and they're getting to work with only really great quality clients that they love. That is what success looks like. For others, they might want to do what I've done with my firm, which is grow it out, grow a team, and spend my time working on the business rather than in it, where you've got reduced work hours and you can enjoy the lifestyle of profit and time. Depends what you're after. Everyone wants something different, but what does success look like for you? And there's a lot more to it than just revenue, right? What kind of practice area do you want to be in? What kind of profit do you want? Is there a certain margin that you want? Are you trying to work with just a certain type of client or attract certain types of people to your team? Setting these goals that are aligned to your vision are really important, and it makes your financial planning and strategy for the future way more purposeful. Number 6, when it comes to strategies to overcome your financial goal setting challenges in your law firm, is to embrace accountability. Don't be scared to share your financial goals with your friends, with colleagues, with a mentor. Inside the Scalable Business Lounge, we love sharing this type of stuff. It keeps us accountable, and it helps us to stay motivated and on track. Regularly discussing your progress or lack of your progress, whether you're on track or off track, with someone you trust can really help as well. It can help you stay on track, and it can help provide fresh perspectives for overcoming the challenges that are going to come your way, because there are going to be challenges as you go along. And finally, the 7th strategy for overcoming financial goals setting challenges is to celebrate your wins, big and small. Set some goals for yourself where if you get to this level, or for your team as well, if you get to this level, you can celebrate the milestone by going out to dinner. You can celebrate the milestone by going on a retreat, whatever it might be. But recognize the achievements that you and your team are making, no matter how small they are, because it really does reinforce positive behaviors in your team, and it keeps the momentum going strong. For a recap, let's talk about the strategies to overcome financial goal setting challenges if you're a law firm owner. First, educate yourself on the financial basics. Second, start with small achievable goals. Third, schedule your time, non-negotiable time, for your strategies and planning. 4, use data to drive your decisions. 5, break down your vision into tangible metrics. 6, embrace accountability, so staying accountable. And 7, make sure you celebrate your wins, big and small. So I hope that you are ready now to take control of your firm's financial future. If this has hit home for you today, I would love to jump on a strategy call with you where we can talk about all of these things. I will ask you your goals, and I'll ask you where you want to be in 12 months from now. That's one of the questions that I ask on my calls, because then I can make a plan and help you create a strategy on how you can get there over the next 12 months. Remember, your law firm isn't just a job. It shouldn't be a job. Your law firm should be an amazing machine that's well-oiled, that can give you a lifestyle that you absolutely love for you and your family. So if you'd love to achieve more in your firm and set some goals and get some data strategies in place and work out your finances, hop on a call with me. You can go to the show notes below, or you can go to my website, scalablelaw.com. There is a link there for a call, and we will talk about your goals and go from there. It's been awesome today to chat to you, and I hope that today has been a really great podcast for you. Bye for now. Thank you for listening to the Scalable Law Podcast, brought to you by the Scalable Business Lounge. If you would love to know how you can get more clients without relying on referrals, head over to scalablelaw.com to watch my free masterclass. Until next time, you have got this.